Welcome to the Tiny Book Club, where we discuss, analyze, and obsess over fantasy books one chapter at a time. We're your hosts. I'm Michayla, and if it's not enemies to lovers, I don't want it.
I'm Raely, and if their passion isn't world-ending, I'll pass.
Poonam, and I want yearning so intense it becomes a medical condition.
I'm Paeton, and if he's not a shadow daddy, I don't want him. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow our socials at Tiny Book Club Pod. Link will be in the description.
How will an episode look? We'd love to tell you. We will introduce ourselves and give a little spoiler-free summary. Then we will give our first impressions of the book and our initial thoughts. Next, we will be deep diving into the chosen book, and there will be spoilers. We will always give a warning and remind listeners to stop listening if they haven't read the book yet. We will discuss the characters, world building, all things important, and share our hot takes. They will always be honest and sometimes unhinged, so be ready.
Next, we'll pick out our favorite scenes, quotes, or moments from the book and go in depth about why we love them. We started this Tiny Book Club in a group chat, so lucky for you, we'll be picking out our favorite texts from the week, and these will be mostly filtered, but sometimes a little chaotic.
Sometimes we will have a fun bonus segment or side quest that we are excited to share with you. After that, we will give you an overall rating of the book, our final thoughts, and let you know what you can expect in the next episode.
We plan on covering a variety of series, but can't wait to take suggestions as well. Some of the series we will cover are Throne of Glass, The Empyrean, ACOTAR, Shield of Sparrows, Fae and Alchemy, Crescent City, The Kindred's Curse Saga, and lots more. Now that you know what an episode will look like, let's get to know each other a little.
Okay, so something that we wanted to share with you guys is how we know each other. I've known Raely and Paeton for literally my whole life. Our moms are best friends, so we've known each other since
Forever.
forever. We were babies.
They've been friends since my mom was 18 or 19, so like long before we existed.
Yes, long time.
And Raely is my
And-
older
yes.
sister.
Yes.
Yes.
Paeton, the first day of our freshman year of high school, we had PE class together. And then through her, I also became friends with Raely.
Yes.
But fun fact, Poonam's mom was my teacher in 6th grade. And then I was her TA for 7th and 8th grade. And so she would always talk about Poonam, but we went to different middle schools. So I did not know her. And then freshman year, first period, she was in my class and we literally became friends like day one.
And then I got thrown into a group chat with Poonam in January, and now we location share. So
So we're tight.
if that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. Okay, we have some questions that we thought would be really fun to ask each other. So we're going to ask some questions just in general about what kicked off our reading journeys, what obviously male characters or just male characters in general that we love, and some other fun stuff. So our first question that I would like to ask everybody is, what was the first book that got you into the fantasy genre in general or back into reading?
Well, for me, it was Quicksilver because that was the first book that we all read together. And it just opened my eyes completely because before that, I'd never read fantasy before. And my life has been forever changed and I will never go back.
I feel that too. I hadn't read
Um,
since high school, and Paeton made me read ACOTAR. And
Mhm.
well, first she was like, you have to read Fourth Wing, but I started with ACOTAR. And oh man, let me tell you, that just like kick-started my journey.
I think I read ACOTAR and then I recommended it to Paeton before she recommended it to you. And then she wanted me to suffer along with her and read Fourth Wing, so I did that.
Yeah, Fourth Wing, I read that last year when Onyx Storm came out. Then I didn't start ACOTAR though until like September. I got the first book and I just was putting it off because Fourth Wing just did me in for a second. And then after I read ACOTAR, then I reread Fourth Wing me and Poonam read Fourth Wing together. And then we started Quicksilver when we started this little group chat situation.
And then read Fourth Wing again because
Yes.
Paeton was like,
Yep.
we all
Yep.
have to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
so we
been
But
read
it was
that.
worth it.
0 days. It's been 0 days since I've thought about the
Yes, I'm
ending
very
of Onyx Storm.
excited
Like,
for our episodes of covering the Empyrean series.
Yes.
I cannot wait. You guys, I had a conversation with my mom today for 45 minutes. She finished it today. And she was like, I can't give anything away. But we literally talked for 45 minutes about Zayden.
The Zayden sitch.
I know. Gotta love him.
Speaking of
Okay.
Zayden,
I was going to say now on that note, who are our top 3 main characters? Side, main, doesn't matter. Just any male character that we love.
Well, I'll go first. My number 1, forever and always, is Xaden. It's hard for me to even choose anyone else. So, but I did, and I chose Carrion Swift from the Fan Alchemy series. So, Quicksilver, Brimstone. I love Carrion. I just love a funny, like, it's opposite of Xaden because he's like very serious, but I just
Yes.
love a funny character. And then also Riddick. I love Riddick. Like, I just love Riddick. I feel like he'd be fun to hang out with, but then also like he just I don't know, he just seems like a fun time. So I love Riddick.
He does seem like a fun time.
And I really I'm hopeful for his future in the series.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I think we all picked Xaden as one of our 3, but my other 2
how can you
are
not? Because how can you not?
You have to.
my
tried,
other
just didn't
2
feel
are
right.
Rowan
I know.
and Cassian. Cassian's also like a fun, not
Yeah.
main character, but he's a fun guy.
He's a main character in Silver Flames.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's less fun
Yeah.
in that one though.
I feel like each series has a fun, like
Yeah.
a more lighthearted character, and that's
Mhm.
Cassian for sure
Yeah.
in that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's not as real. Can tell you that.
Yeah. Not yet.
Definitely not.
Not yet.
Yeah, we'll
Not yet.
learn.
Oh man, you guys, for me it's so hard to choose. Like obviously Xaden became my number 1. I read Fourth Wing. I read the whole thing 3 times in a row. Like
Yeah.
could not get it out of my mind.
Yes.
Read it 3 times in a row.
Yes.
Like
And I
any
told Michayla,
page.
I said, you have to read Fourth Wing. I was saying it. I said it multiple times for like a couple months. And
Yeah.
the reason that she was holding off was because of the whole, what would we say? The ending of Onyx Storm, I guess.
Yes, I didn't want to read it because Peyton had told me
Cliffhanger
that the
is what I'm
ending of
looking for.
Onyx Storm is like an extreme cliffhanger. And I was like, I hate a cliffhanger. I need a solid ending. And I'm so glad I read it because honestly, every time I read it, I get butterflies. I could read it 100 more times. My other 2 characters, the other one I absolutely love is the Guardian from Shield of Sparrows. Love him. And then I love Rowan, obviously. Rowan Whitethorn. He's new to our reading. Thanks
He
to
is new.
Poonam.
He's a
Poonam
new
was the one
love.
who was like, we have to read Throne of Glass.
Yes.
And then, I'm going to throw good old Reese in there because I will literally, everyone talks bad about Reese after
Silver Flames.
Silver Flames. And to me, like I will literally defend him until the day I die. He is perfect. He's Xaden, but he's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
He's
great.
close.
Yeah.
Raely, did you say yours?
No. Okay. We all know this, but I love Dorian
Yes.
because he's so sweet and like there's a lot going on in his story and he has to go through so much. And I feel like it doesn't change his spirit at all. And he's like just deep down, like still the same person, which I really
He's
like.
perfect.
He is. And he's
literally
like,
perfect.
he's slowly like, I don't know. I would say he's not necessarily getting more cold, but he's like trying to stand up for himself a little bit more. Like in this current book that we're reading, Empire of Storms, he's finally like starting to stand his ground a little bit. So I love that for him. On the other hand, also, of course, I love Xaden. And then because he's the strong male character. But then I also liked Kingfisher for the same reason. And I think that I like Kingfisher too because he was the first male main character like of a fantasy book that I read. And so
Yes.
for that reason,
Mhm.
I was like, whoa, what is happening right now? And he goes through a lot of trials and tribulations and like comes out on the other side, So
He's like
I have more,
1700 too, so he's got
Yeah.
so much experience. So much
Lots of
life experience.
Yeah.
And he's like 7 feet and
He's
You know?
7 feet tall.
The first one always
The
stays with you.
canines.
Like
they
It's
do.
true.
And I think Xaden was Fourth Wing was my first
Mhm.
book, so Xaden was my first
that's why you love
Shadow
him so
Daddy.
much.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And that's why
true.
I can't get rid of Reese. Like
Yes.
Reese was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
oh yeah,
They leave an imprint on the heart. The
Mhm.
very first one you read.
yeah.
Yeah, they
There-
definitely do.
There was a time where jokingly I made my husband, Dane, I made him read ACOTAR and he went all in. Like he got the graphic audios, he went all in. And for a brief period of time, he was like, I kept telling him my favorite thing was that every time he comes in, he's like, Feyre darling. And I was like, oh, I love that. So he started calling me Shayla darling.
I
And it
love
gave
that.
me the ick. It gave me
You're
the
like,
ick, but
"Don't do
also
that."
like I loved it. I
You're
was
like,
like, no, but don't stop.
You're like, it's not the same, but also okay, fine.
Okay. We could talk obviously about our male main characters all day long, but
Book
let's look at
boyfriends.
what fantasy tropes we love and what fantasy tropes we despise.
I will go first. I despise a miscommunication trope. Like,
Mhm.
why is this even here? We could
Yeah.
have just had an adult conversation and this issue could have been solved in 5 seconds. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
like it.
I feel like that's why Iron Flame is like your least favorite out
I
of.
hate
Let's see. You were saying
hate a
you
miscommunication trope.
miscommunication.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very
It's
frustrating,
just
especially
annoying.
when it's the female character and you're like
Mhm.
defending the male. You're like, no, he's perfect.
Yes.
Like,
I
what
put
are
that
you
in there
doing?
too. I hate, especially when it's like essential to their survival. Like it's
Mhm.
always something where it's like essential to their survival. And we didn't tell you this. First off, they've usually known them for like maybe a few months at most. And that they're like, why don't you trust me or whatever? And you're like,
Yes.
dude, it's like essential to their survival that they don't tell you these things. And you're like going to hold that against them. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Would I do it?
Just
Probably. I
like Iron
probably would too. But still.
I guess I can say mine because this is one that you'll defend forever is
Mhm.
my number one. Large age gaps in real life, a little icky. Not like obviously there's a line, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Where I think anyone is like a little bit judging. But in a fantasy book, someone could be like 1500 and then like they meet a girl who's 22 and you're like perfect.
Yes.
Sounds
Get
great.
married.
Right?
They're perfect for each other.
Mm.
Literally.
Perfection.
Literally. And then mine that I wouldn't say I despise it. It's just not my favorite thing to read is a pregnancy trope. I just don't love it. And I'm a mom. Like, I just think that because when I'm reading, it's like my time away from being a mom. I'm literally stepping into a whole nother world, obviously with fantasy books.
Mhm.
And I just feel like I just don't want to read about that.
Get
I
these
agree. I
kids
want
out
to
of
see
here.
you fight battles and fall in love.
Yes.
I don't want to see you have to try to manage that with children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like, obviously, I'm not going to say the series, but you guys know the book I'm talking about.
Mhm.
When there's a pregnancy that's announced, I immediately was like, I don't really like this couple as much. Like, I don't really care about them now.
I don't want to read the rest of this.
We're going to move on.
Yeah. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Uh,
Okay, so my
yeah.
favorite trope is enemies to lovers. Like I want them to
Mhm.
hate each other. Like hate each other. A swift punch to the face,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
if you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
But I love I love it
I
when
love
they
it.
hate each other. Like one thing I didn't love in Quicksilver was how quickly they got over the hate. I want it to be slow. Like I would like a
Mhm.
slow burn, not just enemies to lovers, but enemies to lovers, like extremely slow burn. Like
Like
Poonam
maybe
loves
6
the
books
tension.
in.
Yes, yes.
Like, it needs to take
Like-
several books.
It's like they're brushing hands after the second book, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love a little tension.
Okay. Something that bothers me is the "you're mine" thing, which might be controversial, and that's why we're saying this. But the
Hot take.
hot take.
It's like every book, too.
Yes, hot
Every book.
take. I'm like, okay, yes, we get it. We know. Why do we have to keep saying this over?
I love it.
I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I don't like it either. It's a little bit
It's-
too much.
It's too much for
I
me
would say I'm in
too.
the middle. It depends on
It's
the
just
couple
too
for me.
possessive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, get ready, guys, because just ran into some of that in our
Oh.
current book, and I knew Raely was going to hate it immediately.
I think really, didn't you
Is it
struggle
from-
with
Is
the
it from
mate
My Favorite
thing?
Man?
Yeah.
Huh?
No.
Yeah, that like along those lines too. It's like
It's both of them.
the Fae males being
Ugh.
like super like overprotective and possessive, and I'm like, there's like a
We
line
can-
in the sand for me where I'm like, it starts to get like a little ick, where I'm like,
My-
give me some space
On
here.
the-
Ew.
On the terms of the Fae males, you guys, the funniest thing to me is that they can always sense arousal.
Yes. Why is that a
That
thing?
to me, like, why does that have to be said? It makes me like flush.
Yeah.
Like, it's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. I don't like
Yes.
it
Like
either.
sniffing
Like you walk
Yeah.
around, yeah, they're like,
Ugh.
I know what you did.
Yeah.
And like all the it's like every other male knows too.
Yeah. Or like,
Oh,
I
it's
could
all of
scent,
them.
like I could
Yeah, they're
smell
like,
him on
I
her.
sent you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yes.
Get your nose away from me.
I'm like,
I know.
ew.
Or even like, yeah, it's
Or it's like we
It's
know
so
what you
good.
just did because we can
exactly,
smell it.
exactly.
Yeah,
We,
ew.
yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Or like they can sense it like in the room. Like it could be like it could have
Yeah.
been like, hours ago, right?
Mhm.
And they can still to it. I think it's
Mhm.
so funny.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, I
reminds me
agree
of
with that one.
Quicksilver.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And Akatar
Yeah.
for Asriel. Okay, let's see. Okay, so moving on to, do we have any hot takes or unpopular opinions? We've kind of just been throwing those in there, but
Yeah.
I like Pepe's on this one.
Yes, I don't love a vampire storyline.
Are
I
you
don't know
sure?
why. It's just not my fave. Which is really
I
funny
don't
because
either.
I love the Vampire Diaries, like the show. I've literally watched it like 6 times. It's like up there with my top shows. Not so much now, but like in my, a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I love that show.
Mhm.
I just don't want to read about them for some reason. It's like ruins a storyline for me, especially when it starts out with no vampires and then it goes like full vampires.
Is it
Not my thing.
because you don't love the skin of a killer, Bella?
Stop. I was just gonna say, you guys, if you knew how obsessed I was, which I'm sure you did, with Twilight, like in
Yeah.
high school. Oh my gosh, loved Twilight.
I
Team
feel like,
Edward.
Really, were
all
we
the
like
way.
Twilight people?
No, we definitely
I don't
weren't.
remember being obsessed
You
with
guys were
Twilight.
not.
I tried.
No.
I remember trying, like,
She's so
watching it, and I was
disappointed.
like, this is
She's like, I
the worst
remember.
acting I've ever seen in my life. But also,
I
if you
remember
read
I
a
went
book,
with-
it
But
changes
not the
everything.
bo-
So
not
I
the
do get
movie,
it.
the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
True.
read the book before
Yeah.
the movies. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
read the whole series before the movies even came out. And like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say they were good looking at them now, but like,
But as a
When
high
I
schooler,
was-
like, at the
Time.
time,
yeah, when I was
Yeah.
15, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like Edward in his tan pants.
he looked like a Target employee and he was
Yeah.
so
When you've never had a boyfriend or anything, like, tan
Yeah, that's true.
khakis.
Yeah, maybe that's another reason because I was never like a vampire person. But like I said, I love Vampire Diaries, so I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
I don't love it either. I mean, I know we're specifically talking about one book because that's the one vampire book that we've all read. And there was parts that really bothered me in that too. And I think it was the whole vampire plot that
Yeah.
really bothered me. But I don't know if it was the vampire plot or if it was the writing either. Because maybe if
think
it's like a
combo.
well-written vampire
Just
book,
a
Yeah.
bad
I might really
combo.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, like
Yeah.
Poonam said
Because I
earlier,
didn't
like, if it's...
mind it at first in
Yeah.
the first book.
Mhm. I was gonna
Mhm.
say, well, what if it was like 100? Like, do you think you could do if it was like 100%? Like, you knew going into it that it was just vampires, like the premise,
Possibly.
you know?
Yeah. I do think I agree with the first book. Like, especially wasn't it affecting any of the main characters.
Mm.
I think it's when it's a change
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Especially because it felt like I mean, people who have read this book know, they're gonna know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But like, it felt like an unnecessary, especially the way that it was laid out in the
Yeah.
second book. The whole plot line felt unnecessary. So to me, that made the whole plot unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I'm coming from there. I still don't know if I would want to read like a full like vampire fantasy because there's something about like the pale skin that just isn't as hot to me as like a 7 foot tall fey tanned male
Yeah.
shadow daddy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like once we cover that series, obviously we can go into it more because we'll be able to say more. But
Mhm.
yeah, a little bit of a turn off the vampire situation.
Yeah. All right, guys. And this leads us into our last question. If you could be any female main character, who would you be and why? We all
I
have
don't
different
think that I
answers for
would.
this.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't think I would
Mhm.
survive any of the trials and tribulations that are going on in these books, but I would pick Manon because I like her.
Mm.
And she just does all the mean things that I want to do.
I was gonna say, I could see that, like, personality-wise.
She's
Personality-wise, we really match
She's
up.
so unhinged. Yeah,
Yeah.
she just like does it all. Yeah, I love her.
A little spicy.
But also, she, like, does care, you know? She just doesn't want you to
Yes.
think that
Mhm.
she
Just a
does.
little bit.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that too.
Wait, that is
Yeah.
definitely my personality.
Yeah.
I know,
Unfortunately.
like, we just met. You would back me up.
Yeah.
For sure.
See,
Who else?
okay, yeah.
I said that I would be Nesta because she lives in a house that gives her everything, right?
Okay.
Like she
Fair.
can literally ask for anything in the house. Is like, here you go.
Yeah.
She gets Cassian, so like bonus.
Mm,
And then also,
mhm.
I would also struggle to go up or down 10,000 steps. Like relatable, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mainly the house, honestly. That's the appeal.
Thanks
Yeah.
to her
And
brother-in-law.
Cassian, obviously.
I
Yeah.
would just like to point that out. Her brother-in-law hands it over
Yeah, true.
because he's
That was
a
nice of
gem.
him.
It was.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Nesta, I don't know, which is funny because I guess we're gonna get into this series, but Nesta is like not my fave. But Just, from the outside.
Mhm.
All the perks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And she learns how to sword fight and like all the goods. So I get it.
And go down those steps. Those 10,000 steps.
I know. I can't wait to talk about that book. I cannot.
I really liked Odessa, as you guys know, as we were reading, but she's just like the sweetest female lead out of any of the books that we've read because they're always like bitches. They're strong, but like, they're not the warmest
Yeah.
ever. And yeah, so I liked her because I feel like I could kind of like relate to her in that sense. I'm like just such a nice person. No, I'm just kidding, but
I was
no,
I was gonna say
she's just like a little bit passive, and like she also rescues a baby Tarkin, which is like a tiger like type of kid, and I loved that too. And also when she does rescue the baby Tarkin, she's like, I'm keeping him, and everyone's like, no, you're not. She's like, yes, I am. And then she kind of like slowly starts like finding herself throughout the book, and I really like that too, and just stepping out of her comfort zone, like outside of her kingdom. And I don't know, I liked her story and like her whole overall vibe, and I feel like it was, I don't know. When she jumped off the cliff, I was like, oh, I was not expecting that, Like some surprises there.
I do
I
think
love
you guys have
Odessa.
similar personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could totally see that. And I love how she comes into herself. She has some of my favorite character development. And for anyone who doesn't know what book we're talking about, it's Shield of Sparrows.
Mhm.
So she is like the sweetest main character, but she becomes a total badass.
Yeah, but then still stays sweet also. Like, unlike
Yeah.
much any other lead female character in all of these stories.
It's true.
Hey, I feel like Violet isn't that bad.
No,
Yeah.
She has some moments.
yeah,
Violet.
How about book
okay,
2
so
when she
first
doesn't
off,
forgive Xaden?
which we will not tell you why.
yeah.
But leading in from Violet is who I would choose to be. Because I can't get enough. One, my top reason, I would rock that parapet. Like I could not
I
do
think you would.
any of the other parts, but I was a gymnast. I could walk across
yes.
an 18-inch it was 4 inches.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's not really my main reason.
Yeah.
My main reason, who does Violet get? Xaden. We know that. And she gets to ride dragons. Like, I think that's the coolest thing ever.
That would be
is
fun.
True.
But I love her character development too, because she comes off in the beginning as like very like meek and weak and sickly, I guess. And
Yes.
and then she doesn't even want to be there. And then she fully comes into her own, and she's not just like a badass, but she's like she's a leader,
She's like
and so
the badass.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I love that. Like, I love it when they start out and they're like not super sure of themselves or whatever. And by the end are so sure of themselves. I love it so much.
Yeah.
All right. Now that you've learned a little bit about us, we'd love to learn a little bit about you. Post your answers in the comments.
What fantasy book destroyed your life in a good way recently? And which trope are you defending forever?
Don't forget to follow our Instagram and rate this podcast. Let us know what books you would like us to cover in the comment section.
And before we leave, we want to share a little teaser for our episode next week.
So next week we will be covering Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Ruled by fear and shadowed by dark magic, an infamous teenage assassin is dragged from a brutal prison and offered one impossible bargain: fight for the king who destroyed her life to win her freedom. In this episode, we dive into Throne of Glass, a story packed with deadly competitions, court intrigue, dangerous secrets, and slow-burning tension that keeps readers turning pages long into the night. Whether you're revisiting the Glass Castle or stepping into Aurelia for the first time, prepare for assassins, betrayals, and the question at the heart of it all: what happens when the kingdom's deadliest girl refuses to stay broken?
I'm so excited.
If you haven't read Throne of Glass yet, now's your chance to dive in. We'll see you next Wednesday for our first Throne of Glass deep dive. Happy reading!
Bye.